Hello, everybody. It is Monday night, and you know what that means? It is time for the Sunday Night League. That is right, we are back with Formula X. This is round 2 of the championship. When I say we are back, I should specify more myself. I specifically am back. Of course, last week we had Jam step in for commentary. Thank you to him, as I had an issue saving the replay for that race. However, I am here now, and we are ready for Le Mans, where Formula X comes back to for the first time since Season 5. So it's been quite a while since we were last here. Of course, that time, our eventual champion for the season, Cool Dude Boy, did win that race over, I believe, the two Aston Martins of Cthulhu and Alexis at the time, if I'm not mistaken, or possibly Wolfbane got on the podium. I would have to refresh myself on that race. Apologies, I did forget to do that. However, nonetheless, we are still here for the first time in quite a while, and I will just take a look at the grid now, or we will take a look at the grid now, I should say. And as I'm just going to give me a quick second, apologies. There we go. All right. I'm just going to, pull up some stats and take a look at the grid. So, for the second time ever in SNL, we have Ajax 168499, the champion. The Tyrrell driver, I don't know why I said champion, the Tyrrell driver on pole for the second time in his SNL career. It's his first Formula X season as a full-time driver. We'll see how the Tyrrell driver does from pole. Second on the grid, we have Gasman. He won the final race of Season 7. Gasman has 3 pole positions, but today it's just a front row start. The Ferrari, as always, the Ferrari will be starting from second place on this grid. Third on the grid, we have McLaren in that Triple Crown livery. Speckmere, as always, towards the front of the grid. The McLaren driver is looking towards turn 1 with only 2 cars in front of him. He'll be looking to get a good start. Fourth on the grid is Aloe. Aloe and Speckmere, inseparable ever since they've been teammates at Lotus last season. Aloe here starting in 4th. We'll see how the Renault driver can do from here on the grid. Fifth on the grid is Ragemus Prime. Ragemus putting in a good result for Mercedes. He's the top Mercedes today, or putting in a good qualifying result for Mercedes, I should say. We're yet to see in the race, but he will be looking to have a good race result. So the Mercedes starting from 5th on the grid. 6th on the grid, you'll recognize this number, you'll recognize this helmet, but you won't recognize them from last race. It is Matt Psycho, the Season 3 champion, back on the grid for Renault. He is starting in 6th place today. We'll see what he can do here at Le Mans. Last time he raced here, not going too well, all the way back in Season 4 that was. I believe Gasman being possibly the only driver ahead of him who raced in Season 4. But I'm not even... Gasman, I don't think, was full-time in Season 4. I think he only raced a couple times as reserve, possibly not at Le Mans. But of course, Season 5 being the most recent time that we raced here, there are more drivers on this grid who did race at who have raced at Le Mans before. Next up, though, it is Scarface. The rookie won his debut race last time out. The first debut winner since Illusion all the way back in Season 4. Illusion not able to take the championship that season, but he fought hard for it with Matt Psycho and Wolfbane, as well as Cool Dude Boy during that season. We'll see if Scarface can do him one better after getting a debut win. Can he take a debut championship? The Red Bull driver, going from 7th on the grid today, in that all-American Red Bull livery, will be looking to do very well today. He's qualified well, and he'll be looking to finish even better. Next up, it is GTMX Adka. Adka, the Williams driver, qualified on pole last time out. It was a Williams 1-2 in qualifying last time out, a front row lockout for them. Adka finished second last time out as well. It was not a bad result at all for the debutant. We'll see how the Williams driver does from 8th on the grid today. Next up, we have Bondimus Prime, I believe. I don't want to be messing this up. I can't remember Slenderfella versus Bondimus Prime's helmets, but given that says Bondimus Prime on it, that's Bondimus Prime. Bondimus going from 9th on the grid, number 32, in that beautiful black and gold Lotus livery. The Team Lotus driver is going to be looking to do well from what is 9th on the grid today. Is that correct? I believe that is correct. Yes, 9th on the grid. 10th on the grid is the second of the Tyrrells. It is TD Motors. TD, number 4, will be looking to go well from 10th on the grid today. A solid result last time out, I believe 11th, but moreover a very strong race throughout. Sort of fell away from him in the latter stages of the race, I believe, but he was towards the front for at least the first chunk. He'll be looking to better himself today, maybe get a top 10 this time round. Next up is the Punisher, the second of the 3 Canadians on today's grid. Punisher in that McLaren livery. He is going to be looking to do well from 11th. He was up towards the front for a lot of the race as well last time out. We'll see if he can do the same today from 11th. The McLaren driver has quite a few cars ahead of him, but he'll be looking to move up the order. 12th is, of course, Jam, the Williams driver, number 7. He has done very well in qualifying last time, getting P2 for that Williams front row lockout. This time round, though, he is down in 12th. We'll see what the Brit can do today. It is Slenderfella up next. Slenderfella, in that Lotus, he is starting in 13th. He will be looking... Slenderfella, a man known for some very exceptional moves, as I believe Aloe saying good evening in the chat. Good evening, Aloe. But Slenderfella, starting 13th, he's made some exceptional moves in Formula X in the past. I wonder if he'll be pulling off any today to get up towards the front of the grid. Next up, we have Jokas, the Polish driver, only in only his second race back in Formula X since, I believe, Season 4. The Polish driver in that 2024 Miami Ferrari, he will be looking to go strongly from here. He'll look to move up the grid. Next is Rob on drums. I believe, I'll have to double check. I should have pulled this up already, but I believe Red Bull in the lead of the championship. I can't believe I forgot to pull this up. I'll check the standings. No, apologies, Williams in the lead of the Constructors' Championship, but Red Bull in second in the Constructors' Championship, only 4 points back. Rob on drums will be looking to contribute to the points today, trying to get Red Bull up in front. And finally, last on the grid, we have Bunnies. Bunnies, reigning champion, qualifying last, a spin in qualifying, putting him down here. That's 2 weeks in a row that he's made a mistake in qualifying. You can see that Niki Lauda star there. Just wanted to point that out, as I think it's a cool little bit of delivery. But Bunnies, number 1, is 16th on the grid. He will not be pleased with that, and he will be looking to move well up the grid. He finished, I believe, 4th last race with fastest lap. He'll be looking to make amends for his poor qualifying this time round. Let's look at the grid from above, from behind, and I'll run you, since I forgot to do so as I was going through the grid, I will run you quickly through the championship order. So, your championship order is effectively the results from last race. No, apologies, it is quite literally the results from last race. It is Scarface in first, followed by Adka, Gasman third, Bunnies fourth after a post-race penalty for Slenderfella took him off the podium. Slenderfella in fifth, Jam in sixth, Speckmere seventh, Bondimus Prime eighth, ninth is Ragemus Prime, so the two primes there, they will be in a bit of a battle there, only 2 points separating them. The Punisher in 10th, 11th is Rob on drums, 12th is TD Motors, 13th is Aloe, 14th Yawcast, 15th Easy Saint, and 16th Ajax after a disconnect last round. Although he has qualified on pole this round, as we already saw, he will be looking to go for a strong result. Easy Saint, I should mention, Easy Saint is no longer a part of the league. Matt Psycho, the Season 3 champion, as I mentioned, he is on the grid. He is not a reserve. He will be full-time for Renault now, and he will be replacing Easy Saint from this round onwards. So, let's wait and see how Matt Psycho does, how everybody else does. Here at Le Mans, it's La Circuit de la Sarthe. As someone who can speak French, I wish I had anything I could really say right now. I suppose just bonne chance à tous les pilotes, et on va commencer maintenant. So that's my little bit of French for you, because I don't know what to say, but I can speak French, so I figured I should say something given we're in France. Let's get racing then. It is Ajax on pole, remember that. Ajax on pole, Gasman in second. It's going to be a chaotic run down to turn 1, down to turn 2 really, as turn 2, the first braking zone. Let's take a look and see what happens from here. Let's pause, go back. The lights are on, it's 3 red lights, 4 red lights, 5 red lights. It's lights out and we are racing here in Le Mans. It looks like a good getaway for Ajax, but possibly a better getaway for Gasman. Gasman up alongside him, but Spekmir flying already. He is in up into second. He's on the inside for turn 2. He's going to go down the inside of Ajax and Gasman. Can he make the move? As TD Motors very wide there. Oh, and some contact in the background. TD Motors off. I think that's Adka off as well. No idea what's happened there. It looked like TD Motors might have been wide. Let's take a look what's happened to TD Motors. Oh, it looks like Slenderfella maybe hitting him a bit there, and that rejoin just flutters into Adka. Does anybody else get caught up in that? Yawcast is in last, so let's see if he does. Let's go on board with Yawcast for a moment, see what happens. You can see the contact between Slenderfella. Oh, as it looks like maybe some lag just sort of stopping Yawcast on the spot there, really. So lots of chaos at turn 1, turn 2 and 3 even, at the back of the grid, but up towards the front, Gasman has taken the lead ahead of Ajax, Aloe, Ragemus Prime, and Spekmir. What happened to Spekmir? He was in first for a moment there, I believe. Let's see what happens. Spekmir, he's going to be on the inside. Now that switches to the outside, and he just gets pushed out wide. The Mercedes and the Renault of Aloe and of Ragemus Prime getting through there. Matt Psycho in 6th, that's top 6, with a little bit of a gap back to Jam in 7th, number 7 in 7th, and Bunny's up to 8th from last on the grid. He's already cleared half the grid. So Bunny's our reigning champion, already up half the grid. Scarface, last time out, he was the winner. He is down to 9th, Punisher in 10th. He's overtaken by Bondimus, though. It's 3 wide, down towards the first chicane. Let's take a look up at the front. Are there any moves being made here? Gasman looks safe out in front, but Aloe's going to pressure Ajax. Aloe on the softs, Ajax on the hard, so Ajax will have a serious grip disadvantage here. Aloe is going to go round the outside of the middle part of the chicane. He is through in that Renault on the Tyrrell. Aloe takes second position, but it's going to be Ragemus now who pulls out alongside Ajax. Can the Brit get past the Canadian? On board with the Mercedes, he's through. Is Ajax going to use overtake to try and keep in front? It looks like he might have. He has a bit of a speed advantage there on the straight. What is it going to be? It's going to be Aloe. Actually, Ajax nearly going for a move on Aloe, but Ajax is wide. Ragemus is going to try and go around down the inside. They're 4 wide, down towards Malson now. Out of the second Malson chicane, down towards Malson. They're 3 wide. It's an absolute cluster of cars, down to about 8th right here. This is pure chaos. Down towards Malson, into the heavy braking zone at the end of the straight. What's it going to be? Jam on the inside of Ragemus. Bunnies on the inside of Matt Psycho and his brother Ajax. Bunnies is going to be alongside Matt Psycho. No, he's not. He slots in behind the Canadian, behind his fellow champion. Up in front, though, look at the gap Gasman has pulled. Gasman is looking safe here, ahead of Aloy, ahead of Speckmere. Speckmere looking like he might want to go for a move here. That Triple Crown livery looking to pressure somebody who has almost gotten the Triple Crown. Somebody who... I can't find the words. Point is, trying to pressure the Renault. Oh, that's Ragemus on the inside of Jam now. Down towards Arnage. Is Ragemus going to make the move? He does. He's up into 4th. The Mercedes running brilliantly here in 4th and 6th. Matt down to 7th. Scarface down to 8th. Ajax down to 9th. Bondimus Prime on the back of him, but Ajax looking like he might put some pressure on Scarface. It's been a disaster of a first lap for Ajax. From pole position, already down to 9th. Bondimus on the back of him. Will there be a move made here? Surely not. Bondimus looking like he's backing off ever so slightly through there, not making a move yet. Adka down to 12th, Yakas in 13th, TD Motors down to 14th, Slenderfella in 15th. It has not gone well for Slenderfella at the start, and Rob on drums rounding out the grid for the time being. Gasman still with a very solid gap. Let's take a look. What's it going to be as he crosses the line? It's a 3:25. He's got about 2 to 3 seconds in hand over Aloy. That is a brilliant first lap for Gasman. It's Bunnies, though, on the inside of Jam in turn 1. He's got the inside line. He's through already. Jam not fighting that too hard. Now it's Mercedes 4-5, and Bunny's already looking like he might put some pressure on Ragemus Prime. You might notice a different helmet for Bunnies this race. He is indeed using a different helmet. He designed this one himself, but it is Ragemus in 4th, Speckmere in 3rd, 2nd is Aloy, and Gasman is 1st. After that absolute chaotic first lap, the top 5, 6, 7, all of the grid really starting to break apart. That top 8 pulling away, though. Punisher is in 9th. He's ahead of his fellow Canadian Ajax in 10th, who is under pressure from fellow North American Adka. Adka, the Mexican, he's going to be in the slipstream. He's on the medium, so he won't have quite the grip advantage that people have had over Ajax so far. Ajax on the hards, as we mentioned. Let's take a look further back. Is there any battles back here? Not yet, but Bondimus Prime seems to have made a mistake. He's down in last now. But the two Mercedes are very close together. It's going to be Bunnies going for a move down towards the second chicane on the Mulsanne straight. Will the Mercedes be able to make a move on his teammate? He's using a bit of overtake to try and get by. Ragemus Prime has used more than Bunnies, though, as I accidentally flipped to Speckmere by accident, and Bunnies is through comfortably on his teammate. So Bunnies through down into the second Mulsanne chicane, but Ragemus Prime using a bit of overtake. He's got the slipstream. Will he be able to make a move on his teammate? Surely not. His teammate looks like he's too far ahead. His teammate also in Speckmere's slipstream. His Bunnies will be looking to make a move on the McLaren. The McLaren falling back from Aloy actually is Ragemus on the outside of Bunnies. I thought there was a move for a moment there, but Jam and Matt Psycho. Jam on the outside of Matt Psycho. I believe he was behind Matt before that, and now he is through ahead of him. Oh, there's a big moment for Yakas there, and Slenderfella runs wide trying to make a move on TD Motors. They're 3 wide. TD Motors in a Lotus sandwich. That is Bondimus Prime through on both of them. What a move for the Brit. He is through up into 13th, TD down to 14th. Slenderfella is going to be on the inside, though. This is the longest straight on Le Mans since they implemented the 2 chicanes, as Bunny's up to 3rd. How has he done that? I thought he was in about 5th a moment ago. He is through on Speckmere. I'd like to go back and see that move. Seems like it's just a slipstream move. So Bunny's through down that long straight after Mulsanne before Indianapolis. Let's take a look further back. Are there any more battles? Matt Psycho on the back of Jam. He's just going to sit there. He's going to go to the outside. He's going to try and swoop around the outside for Indianapolis. He's already through, actually. No need to swoop. He is just through on the straight. So that is good progress for Matt Psycho, getting himself back up into 7th. He's back to the racing, but of course he missed the first round. He was only a reserve for that. Crispoo saying, evening Bunnies and chat. Evening Crispoo. Good to see you in the chat. Jam, though, now putting the pressure on Matt. Through and up to the Porsche curves. Will he be able to make a move? We've got a little train of 3 here. It's Punisher, Ajax, and Adka. Adka actually a little bit further back than I thought, so more a little train of 2, not 3. Let's see, Ajax on the back of Punisher, though. Wow, these two Canadians just flying through the Porsche curves. These cars truly are incredible through here. As we can see, just a little bit of a lift in the dirty air for Ajax. He's on the back of Punisher. Will there be a move here down towards the forward chicane? Surely not. Ajax looks to the inside. Punisher defends. Punisher keeping the position. The Punisher, number 24, that McLaren, just as he was last season. He's a constructor champion, and he's showing why. Up in 9th. That was some good defense there. Up towards the front of the grid, it looks like things are closing in. Bunnies is ahead of Aloe now. I'm not sure how he did that, but Bunnies is up into 2nd on lap 3. That man started in last, and he's already up to 2nd. Aloe taking a lot of speed through that little chicane. I'm not sure if that's the Dunlop chicane or if turn 2 and 3 is the Dunlop chicane. I believe it's 2 and 3, so I don't actually know what to call that little chicane, other than just a high-speed chicane. But still, nonetheless, a very, very impressive speed through there from Aloe. Speckmere is bump drafting him now. Speckmere is going to try and make the move in the McLaren. Bunnies is going to the lead. Bunnies is into the lead. Bunnies, they're going to be 3 wide at this rate. Aloe on the inside, Gasman in the middle, Bunnies on the outside. Bunnies leads into the Mulsanne chicane, but it's Aloe that comes out of it in the lead, actually. Aloe, what a drive out of that first chicane there. Bunnies is going to have to slot into a slipstream, surely. Aloe in the lead, the Renault hits the front, but here comes Gasman. Gasman on the inside of both of them. The Ferrari takes the lead. What a move. Down the straight, we still have so much chaos going on at the front. It's a 4-way battle for first. Gasman over Aloe, oh, that's the wrong button. Gasman over Aloe, over Bunnies, over Speckmere. Rage of His Pride not far off the back of this group either. We have 4 teams in the top 4, separated by surely only about a second. What a battle we have going on here. It's going to be Bunnies next to Aloe. Bunnies now next to Speckmere. Speckmere making the move on Bunnies. Bunnies goes between the two of them. Bunnies is going to be on the outside of Mulsanne. Surely Aloe will have the drive here. No, he doesn't. Gasman has the lead over Bunnies, over Aloe, over Speckmere. Then it is Rage Miss Prime, Scarface, Matt Psycho. Oh, it's Ajax off in the background, I believe. Ajax into the gravel. What's happened here? So Ajax running in 10th, he's right behind Punisher, he's right in front of Adka. What's going to happen here? It's looking good. Oh, and just a little bit of a tap from Adka. And he's off into the gravel. Oh, as Jokas just about avoiding contact with him there, I think. The Polish driver just escaping disaster there. TD Motors on the back of Rob on drums at the back of the grid. Then Slenderfella ahead of them. Followed by, ahead of him, Ajax, Jokas, Bondimus Prime, Adka, Punisher, Jam, Matt Psycho, Scarface, Ragemus Prime, Speckmere, Gasman, Aloe, and Bunnies. Bunnies has hit the front. Bunnies in the lead now, is pulling away. Apologies if I missed him taking the lead. I guess I did. He must have gone past Gasman on the straight, but it is Aloe in second. Gasman, the Ferrari, is going to try and put pressure on Aloe. And what I have to say that I'm realizing now is it is so incredible that we have liveries from so many different eras of Formula 1, and they all go together so well. We have a 2020 Mercedes, I believe 2009 Renault, a 2024 Ferrari, a 2022, I want to say? 2022? Is this 2022 or 2023? 2023, is it not? Yeah, I think a 2023 McLaren, a 2023 Red Bull, 2009 Renault, as we said, a 2001 Williams, a 19-somethings, I can't remember the exact year, Lotus. I mean, we've got so much different time, as actually both of the Tyrrells into the pits, those two Tyrrells, oh, that is a lot of smoke from Bunnies. As those two Tyrrells, 45 and 46% on the fuel, both of them on hards, so following the same strategy, presumably. Also, I believe a 71 Tyrrell livery, but I could be mistaken about that. I don't actually recognize that livery myself. As, hi everyone, go Team McLaren, says Josh. Team McLaren, he'll be pleased to see, in 4th and, at the moment, 12th, so not doing too bad, especially with Speckmere up in 4th. How is the chaos unfolding at the front? It looks like Bunnies has a quite sizable lead now over Aloe, and Bunnies also with the fastest lap of the race at the moment, but Aloe in second is pulling away from Gasman a bit, so Aloe showing some excellent pace right now. Aloe, I think he could be a dark horse for the championship battle, truth be told. Admittedly, the tires, there was an issue with submitting them, and so they got put on hard for the first round, but this round, on these better tires, he's on the softs right now, and he's running very well as the Renault. Gasman also doing quite well. I think he could be inserting himself into the championship battle. He's in third now. He was third last round, last time out. Speckmere running well in the McLaren in fourth. Ragemus Prime doing well in fifth. Scarface under pressure from Matt Psycho. Let's run on board with the Renault. Let's see if there's anything he can do to overtake Scarface in the Red Bull. He's choosing not to at the moment. I think he might have lifted for a moment. Either that or there was the audio glitch for a second for me. Josh saying, I'm Pool Shark. Welcome, Pool Shark, to the stream. Shame not to see you racing this season, but I'm sure we'll see you back in GTE next season, hopefully. Matt Psycho on the back of Scarface. Matt Psycho is a champion. He knows how to navigate Formula X extremely well. Even if this is his first round this season, he knows what he's doing, and he doesn't want to make a move right now from the looks of things. He's content sitting in seventh, so clearly his thoughts are not on going up and chasing after Ragemus Prime, after Gasman, after Speckmere. Speaking of which, Gasman's behind Speckmere now. I want to go back and see if we can see what's happened here. It looks like it's going to be a move at Indianapolis. I have got to see this. Speckmere on the back of Gasman. How is it going to go here? Number 79 behind number 89. It's just down the inside. Oh, a little bit of contact, but overall, a pretty nice move there from Speckmere. But Gasman has the inside for Arnage. No way. What a move around the outside of Arnage. The traction must have been brilliant for Speckmere to get that done. What a move for the McLaren. McLaren versus Ferrari. Where have I seen this one before? With a Mercedes right there as well. Where have I seen this one before? Wow, this is going to be an amazing battle, I think, but throughout the entire race, between so many of these drivers, but worth pointing out, look at the light above Speckmere's head. I always explain this every single race. I'll explain it once again. You'll notice over some drivers' heads, there is a green light. For example, over Loewe's head, there is a green light. That means that he has 25% or more of his overtake left. However, over Speckmere's head, there is a red light. That means he has 25% or less of his overtake left. Comparatively, any driver who is out of overtake will not have a light above their head. So without looking in the bottom right corner of your screen, that is how you can tell whether or not a driver has any overtake left and how low they are on said overtake. So, let's take a look further back as Gasman and Jam both into the pits off of mediums. I think this would be a great time to take a look at who has what tires for this race. Let's take a look only for now. We'll just take a quick look. I cannot speak. Apologies. We'll just take a quick look at the race tires. Jam, who just came out of the pits, is soft, medium, hard for this round. Gasman, comparatively, is also soft, medium, hard. A lot of soft, medium, hard runners. Everybody is soft, medium, hard, except Ragemus Prime, who's soft, soft, medium. Adka, who's medium, medium, hard. Punisher, who's medium, hard, hard. The two Renaults, who are three soft, and the two Tyrrells, who are soft, soft, hard. So those are your tires for this race. Let's take a look up at the front of the grid. It looks to be good for Bunnies. He is leading the way on lap 5. I think most people's fuels will be running out this lap, so I'd say expect the people who haven't pitted yet to pit this lap. That includes Bunnies, Aloe, Speckmere, Ragemus Prime, Matt Psycho, Scarface, Bondimus Prime, Adka, Punisher, Yalkax, Slenderfella, Rob on Drums. The people who have already pitted are Gasman and Jam on the previous lap, Ajax and TD this lap, and I will just point out, Ajax much lower on fuel than his teammate. I think Ajax is either pulling a very different strategy or has not refueled enough. So we'll have to wait and see what it's going to be for Ajax. That could be bad if he hasn't refueled enough. He's right on the back of Jam. Is there going to be a move for the Tyrrell? Wow! That was a lot of closing speed on the exit of that corner. Ajax is going to be through on Jam, the Canadian, making the move. Actually, I tell you what, I was going to flip away from this quickly, but Jam in the slipstream, will he be able to make a move back into Malson? Looks like he's just not wanting to go for it yet, so I doubt he'll want to down here either. Let's take a look up at the front. Bunny's still doing well, but that's Ragemus Prime down a couple positions. Has he made a mistake? I think he might have done. What has happened here? Maybe, I think it might have been a mistake out of Malson. We'll flip back up to where we were in a moment, but I want to see, I think, surely he's made a mistake here, or have they just caught up? Oh, no, he hasn't made a mistake. Matt Psycho's just sent it down the inside and done a very good job of it, too. And Scarface as well. He's going to be on the outside, actually. Let's take a look at these two. Scarface using the overtake, trying to get past Ragemus now. He's going to try and use the slipstream of Matt. Matt favoring Ragemus in the slipstream here now. Matt, I wonder if he knows the pace of Scarface, maybe trying not to aid him. They're almost three abreast, going down towards Indianapolis. Oh, Ragemus nearly going for a move on Matt into Indy. But he runs wide into the gravel with a wheel. He dips a wheel into the gravel. That's going to give Scarface an opportunity down the inside. Scarface in the Red Bull, through on the Mercedes. What a move for the American. Bondimus in 7th. He's in 7th. He's under pressure from Adka. Adka will want to make a move soon if he can. He did get 2nd last time out. We know he's a very, very quick driver, is the Mexican. He's on those mediums. He'll be looking to catch up to Bondimus and go for a move. Let's take a look up at the front. I think drivers will be going into the pits very soon. Yes, as Bunny is the first of the drivers to come up to the pit entrance, he does indeed go into the pits. Bunny's into the pits. That's your race leader in. Aloe into the pits. Specmere into the pits. Matt Psycho into the pits. That's Scarface and Ragemus into the pits. Will Bondimus and Adka be into the pits? They're side by side. Will they be into the pits, or what? Will one of them go for another lap? Surely, yes, both of them into the pit lane. Ooh, as that looked like Adka might have hit the wall there. Through that little chicane in the pit entrance, Punisher also into the pits, slowing down for that chicane. It's important to take that chicane properly. You do not want to hit the wall there. Slenderfella and Yakas both into the pits, so is Rob on drums. Now the question becomes, where does Gasman come out in relation to Bunnies, Aloe, and Specmere? Those were the three that he was really close to. Gasman starting his lap. It says he's in first, but Bunnies is out of the pits now. Who's it going to be? Ferrari versus Mercedes. The Mercedes is out in front, but the Ferrari will have so much more momentum. He'll have warmer tires as well. They're both on mediums, so Bunnies are slightly less worn. What's it going to be here? The Ferrari is on the back of the Mercedes, but I would not go as far as to say this is over quite yet, because Gasman, as I said, has fresh mediums. He has the slipstream now. He has a whole load of overtake. He's got a lot more than Bunnies, too. He's going to be in the slipstream. This could be a move for the lead. The Ferrari in the slipstream of the Mercedes. Where is he going to go? He's right in his slipstream. Is he going to go inside? Is he going to go outside? Is he even going to go for the move? He does. He goes to the inside. Is he going to make the move into the braking zone? He's got to make it stick. Braking a bit after 100 meters, I think. Bunny's on the inside now. He's going to be on the inside. He was outside for the entrance, but then the middle section, he was inside. He holds it nicely. Gasman, though, has the traction. He is going to pull in front. Let's take a look quickly back here. Is there anybody else battling? It looks like Ajax and Jam are a bit further apart now. Matt on the back of Specmere, though. Can Matt make a move on Specmere down towards the second Malson chicane? He's just bump drafting him. Playing it tactically there is Matt. I think that is the mark of the champion. The Season 3 champion, not too desperate to make any moves. He knows Specmere is fast. He knows he can sit behind him and not lose too much time. Matt not going for a move yet. He might into Malson, though. It'd be worth watching for that, as Jam is a little bit wide through the chicane. Will that give an opportunity, as I've just flipped backwards by accident, will that give Specmere an opportunity? I don't think so. Up at the front, how close are Gasman and Bunnies? We'll take a look in a moment, though, as Matt, he's on the inside. He's going to be on the inside of two drivers. It's Schumacher and Hakkinen on Zonta all over again, but this time at Le Mans. The two of them are through, down towards Malson, but Matt goes wide. Specmere is through. Matt is through. Will Jam be able to make the move back on Matt now? Jam is on the inside. Let's take a look up at the front. We want to just check that these two aren't battling too hard, just in case there is a move for the lead. Actually, there almost is into Indianapolis. Bunny's almost going for the move on Gasman, not able to. The Mercedes stuck behind the Ferrari now through Arnage. Can the Canadian get better traction than the Brit? The Mercedes, let's go on board with him for a moment. He's in the slipstream. Surely he's too far back, but he's using overtake. He looks like he wants to go for this move into the Porsche curves. Surely not. He's going to take the outside line. Can the Mercedes swoop around the outside? He does. Bunnies takes the lead round the outside into the Porsche curves. Gasman surely backed out of that a little bit there. That was cautious driving from Gasman, very aggressive from Bunnies, but he makes the move into the lead. He's ahead. Gasman has the dirty air, but he also has the slipstream. I don't think this is over quite yet. Through the Ford chicanes. Is Gasman going to be able to close up? He looked very fast through the first of the Ford chicanes, but Bunny's looking like he's pulling away slightly in the second of the Ford chicanes. Aloe further back, not under any pressure from Scarface, and here is Ajax into the pits. Did he pit, or did he refuel too little? As Triple Crown Senna saying, this guy isn't as good as the guy last... Okay. Bondimus in 11th now. He's going to pass Ajax. Ajax in the pits, though. I do wonder if he refueled too little. Let's see. Bunny's in the lead. Gasman in second. Aloe in third. Running a little bit wide at Tertre Rouge. Scarface in fourth, Matt in fifth, sixth is Specmere. He's in the slipstream. No, apologies, that's Ragemus Prime in the slipstream of Specmere. Ragemus Prime is going to go for a move out of Tertre Rouge on the Mulsanne straight. He's through already, but that will give Specmere the slipstream. Worth watching to see if Specmere is going to be able to make a move back through on him. Specmere just bump drafting Ragemus Prime. I wonder if he thinks Ragemus is faster than him. No, now he goes for the move down the inside. Oh, he can't make it though. Ragemus braking a bit later than Specmere. Jam now in 8th. Adka in 9th. Bondimus Prime in 10th. TD Motors in 11th. Rob on Drums in 12th. Slenderfellow 13th, Ajax 14th. He's got the Punisher right on the back of them. Can the McLaren driver make a move on the Tyrrell? Ajax looks to be safe, but he looks like he might have outbraked himself a little bit into that first Mulsanne chicane. Punisher in the slipstream now. Will he be too far back? He looks like he's falling away. Possibly Ajax using a little bit of overtake there, I should say. Punisher on the hards though as well, so Punisher will not have excellent pace at this point. He won't have as much grip as Ajax. Ajax should be safer in 14th. 15th is, 16th is Yakas on the mediums. He can see those drivers in front of him, but he's not within striking distance at the moment as he just runs a little bit wide, being careful there as he's completely lifted off the power there. Oh, that's just a bit of lag. Yakas did not lift off the power, he lagged. That was quite a worrying moment of lag, I have to say. Bunny's, though, in the lead. Gasman is chasing him, but we'll have to see who is going faster on this lap. We'll see their lap times at the end of this lap, see who is currently has the better pace. I suspect it's Bunny's, though. It looks like he's pulled away from Gasman slightly. It's Aloe in third. Scarface won the race last time out in the Nürburgring. Here at Le Mans, though, running in fourth, doing well, but not quite as well as last time. That Psycho in fifth. Ragemus in 6th, Specmere in 7th, Jam in 8th, 9th is Adka, 10th is TD Motors. There's a little bit of oversteer out of Arnage there, I believe, and 11th is Bondimus, 12th Ajax, 13th Slenderfellow, 14th Punisher, 15th Yakas, and 16th is Rob on Drums. I think there's been a mistake somewhere for Rob on Drums. Was it perhaps at Arnage, or not at Arnage, ooh. Jeez, there's a little bit of contact there. Rob on Drums at Mulsanne. He brakes just after the kink. What happens here? Oh, he runs straight on. Gets spun round in the gravel. Makes contact with Bondimus Prime. Punisher also running wide there, but not as bad as Rob on Drums. The American is down to last. That is just such an unfortunate moment there for Rob on Drums. Down to 16th. Let's skip back up to where we were in the race, though, now. Up towards the front, Aloe, Gasman, and Bunnies are your top 3 currently. I wanted to check the lap times. What's it going to be for Bunnies? It is a 3:20.8 for Bunnies. Comparatively, it's a 3:22.3 for Gasman. So Gasman losing about a second and a half there to Bunnies. So Bunnies a bit faster on that lap. The Mercedes looking good. I think the reigning champion showing why he is the reigning champion. Aloe in third, running a really strong race for Renault. I believe only one podium to his name. That would be the as he runs a little bit wide through that chicane. But I believe only one podium to Aloe's name, which would have been in Spain back in Season 6, as I'm just going to check. I think I have a stat for podiums and such. Let's take a quick look. How many podiums does Aloe have? Can I please find them quickly? I can. He has 2 pole positions. He has 1 podium. He has 15 races to his name. His best result is 3rd. His best championship result is, his best championship result is 8th. Aloe, though, running extremely well in 3rd right now. Let's take a look further back. Is there anybody super close together? It looks like Speckmere and Jam are playing around a little bit. Jam in the slipstream. He's a bit far back to be making a move, though, so I'd caution a look at what's going on elsewhere, as Adka must have hit the wall. That's a lot of smoke and some damage. What happened to Adka? Through the first of the Mulsanne chicanes. What's going to happen here? He runs wide. Oh, and he does almost exactly what Bunnies did in qualifying. He just loops it around there, hits the inside wall after losing the rear end. That is not what Adka will have wanted. Down in ninth, it's a very different result this week compared to last. We are here on lap 8, though. These drivers are more than halfway into this race now, and things are no calmer. Well, okay, they're a little bit calmer than lap 1. That was the most chaotic lap 1 I think I've ever witnessed. But things are not calm by any means. Still mistakes being made, battles being had. Speckmere running in 7th here. Let's look backwards from his rear wing at Jam. Oh, Speckmere runs a little bit wide, possibly gets a bit of oversteer. Both of these drivers pretty low on overtake. Jam bump drafting, and we can just see that front wing of Jam under the rear wing. Jam, I wonder if he'll go for a move into Indianapolis, but for the time being, he's just bump drafting Speckmere. Go back to the TV cam, let's see, is there going to be a move here for Jam? Surely he could pull it off if he tried. Down towards Indianapolis, is he gonna go down the inside? No, he's not. Will he line up for Arnage even? No, it looks like the dirty air might have affected him a bit much there. He's dropped back from Speckmere. So we've lost a little bit of time to Speckmere through Indianapolis on this lap. Adka, his damage is fixed. He's on hards right now. He will be looking to catch up to the drivers in front. TD Motors in 10th, ahead of Bondimus, ahead of Ajax, ahead of Slenderfella, Punisher, Yakas, and Rob on drums. Actually, Bunny's very low on fuel and going into the pits now. Bunny's into the pits. That is the pit stop for your leader, and that is probably the final pit stop for Gasman as well. However, Aloe continuing on his way. Aloe, I would guess, is doing 4 or 5 laps on this stint, whereas both of these drivers, well, Bunny's doing 3 laps, Gasman pitted earlier, doing 5. Gasman's already done a 3-lap stint, so most of the drivers, I'd say, splitting this race into 2 5-lap stints and a 3-lap stint. Some, I think, doing 5-4-4, though. We'll have to wait and see how the strategies unravel, but Bunnies is refueling currently. Gasman is refueling currently, and you can see by the fact that there were no tires on the ground next to his car, Bunnies has not changed tires. Bondimus Prime is going to be round the outside of him through turn 1. He's got the speed, he's got the braking. Bondimus Prime is ahead of our net race leader. Sunderfella in 7th. Gasman comes out of the pit lane ahead of Punisher. That's vital. He does not want to end up behind too much traffic as Slenderfella's around. Slenderfella into the wall. What's happened here? So let's watch from the chase cam here of Slenderfella what's happened to the Lotus driver. through turn 2, through turn 3. Oh, he just gets on the throttle a bit too much on that curb. He spins round when he hits the wall. He's in reverse. He's got to get it going forwards now. Good. Slenderfella gets it going. He's down to 11th, though. That is a huge mistake for the Lotus driver. That is not what he wanted. Bondimus Prime and Bunnies. That is your net race leader. Is Bunnies. Bondimus Prime, though, not doing too bad for himself. Let's take a look further up quickly. Is there any battling up here? There's not. It looks like Bunnies getting closer to Bondimus. Bunnies, no move being made here. Ooh, it looks like a bit of contact there with that smoke coming up as Bondimus runs wide. Bunnies not overtaking him yet, though. Bunnies not taking advantage by contact there. Well, sort of, but trying to avoid the overtake. It looked like not going too quickly out of the first of the Mulsanne chicanes. Gasman might be under a little bit of pressure from Punisher here, but I'd say the important thing to watch out for is the fact that Gasman is on fresh softs. So Gasman should be in a net P2, depending on where Aloe comes out. I'd say he'll either be net P2 or net P3. But the important thing is that he's on fresh softs, and he will be chasing after Bunnies, who is now ahead of Bondimus. But Bondimus is going to go down the inside towards Mulsanne. Bondimus, you could see the light run out there. Bondimus is out of overtake all of a sudden, and Bunnies on the inside of Mulsanne. Oh, he just about survives there, almost contact, but Bunnies is going to be behind Bondimus down towards Indianapolis. Let's see, is there going to be any slipstream overtaking here? Let's just take a quick look up at Aloe in a moment. But actually, Bunnies going through on Bondimus. Looks like he's got the move done. Aloe low on fuel. These guys all look like they can only go one, maybe. Most of them look... Ooh, there's a bit of contact there. Bunny's almost around. Wide at Indianapolis. Bondimus thinks better of making a move. Bondimus being very respectful there, not making a move after that contact. I have no idea how Bunny saved that. I'd actually like to go back and see that again. On board with Bondimus. What is going to happen here? Does Bondimus just stick his front wing up the inside? He does, and I don't think Bunny's expected it, as Bunny's somehow keeping the car facing forwards. That is a nice save, and Bondimus intentionally not going for the overtake. That is very sportsmanlike of the Lotus driver. That is great to see, but that will help Gasman even more. Gasman on those fresh sauce, I really do think he will be flying in this final stint. Yonkas not far off of Scarface, but Scarface fresh sauce should be safe. Bondimus Prime and Bunny side by side into the Porsche curves. Bondimus on the outside. Now it's Bunnies on the outside. It's still going to be the outside for Bunnies. Can he make the move? Bondimus Prime on the outside now. Bunnies on the inside. Can he make the move? He does. Round the outside of the left-hander. Bunnies is through. What a battle through the Porsche curves. Bunnies is through, and surely Bondimus will need to pit now. Can he go another lap? Yes, he can, actually. Bondimus will go one more lap, and then he'll do 3 laps on his final stint, presumably. Spectre takes the lead. He'll need to pit again, though. Look at his fuel. He needs to pit again. Bunnies in second. That will be the net lead. Bondimus in third. Aloe. Question is, where does Aloe come out in comparison to Gasman? Gasman is here. Aloe is there. Aloe is going to take second. Wow, that must have been a mega final part of the stint from Aloe to take second, or a net second place there. Aloe in fourth on track, but a net second. Aloe has put himself into a very good position for the remainder of this race. Gasman in fifth. Sixth is Scarface, last week's winner, doing relatively well here today. He's purple through Sector 1, but I think I've seen a lot of drivers through purple through Sector 1, so it's hard to say, really, just how fast they're going. Jam here in 10th. He doesn't really have anyone close to him. A pretty quiet round for the Williams drivers here in 10th and 11th. Adka making a mistake or two we've seen on stream, but Adka still running in 11th. Not the result he will have wanted after last week. Last week's second place was very good. This time around, 11th is not brilliant. He'll be looking to make amends for this in the remainder of this race, but especially probably next time out in at the high speed ring in Japan. Punisher under pressure from TD. Swerving around on the track, playing some slipstream games here. Punisher and TD into the first Mulsanne chicane, as Ajax will be looking to pressure them. He'll be looking to make a move on his teammate and his fellow Canadian in a moment. TD has the slipstream on Punisher though. Will he be able to make a move? Surely he can get it down here. Pulling out of the slipstream, using some overtake. He has a little bit less left than Punisher does, but he's going to be through down towards the second of the Mulsanne chicanes. Will it be a move complete for the Tyrrell? It is indeed. He is through on the McLaren, and that leaves the McLaren in the clutches of Ajax. Ajax was our pole sitter today, but down in 14th, today has not been going the way he will have wanted. Ajax, can he make a move down towards Mulsanne? The two Canadians are going to duke it out here. Tyrrell versus McLaren. He's going to go to the inside of Mulsanne. Down the inside, through the little kink before Mulsanne hit the brakes. Can he make the move? Punisher's later on the brakes though. Can Punisher get the traction? He can't quite. Ajax has the traction. He's going to be in the slipstream of his teammate. Surely TD Motors won't be swerving around to try and break the slipstream here. Doesn't look like he is. But you can't really tell actually if Ajax does have slipstream because Punisher is faster down this straight. Punisher is going to go round the outside down towards Indianapolis. He'll put himself on the inside. Actually, he won't put himself inside or outside. He will be through already, but Ajax already looking for a move around the outside of Indianapolis. What a move for the Canadian! The Tyrrell is through on Punisher. The Tyrrell making the move, a little bit of contact there, and then Ajax running wide but keeping it on track. Ajax looks okay after that little bit of contact. You could just see the puff of smoke that implied there was contact. Speckmere into the pits. Bunnies takes the lead at the beginning of lap 11. Bunnies running very well here, it must be said. We'll see how the rest of this race goes for him. Gasman a little ways off the back of him, but Gasman through on Aloe. They're side by side. Can Aloe make the move? No, he can't. What happened here? How did Gasman get Aloe? Out of the four chicanes, it looks like he just had a better run down the main straight. He goes to the inside of turn 1 and he's through quite easily there. Gasman not having to fight that too hard to get through, but I'm sure Aloe will not want to concede P2. Aloe will definitely want to go for second in this race. Both of them on softs, but Aloe's softs a little bit fresher, and I'd say it's worth looking at the sky right now because look how dark it is out. I would say there is a very real possibility of rain here. Not sure if any will happen. We don't know. We can't see the weather radar, but there is a very real chance there will be here some, I think. Judging by those skies. So, Speckmere running in 5th, Matt Psycho in 6th, the champion, the Season 3 champion, doing well. He won a couple of races last season. Well, I suppose, actually, he won a race last season. Matt Psycho knows how to win. Doesn't look like that's what it's going to be today, but come high speed ring, I would expect to see Matt Psycho at the top of his game. Matt Psycho is in 6th as it stands. Ragemus Prime behind him in 7th, and it really does look quite ominous out there, I have to say. It is really looking quite dark and gloomy. I'll just let you listen into the engines for a moment here. We'll ride on board with Ajax and listen to the engines here for a moment. So you can hear that beautiful Honda engine just pushing along that long straight. These Super Formula cars are such excellent cars. They're very high downforce. And of course, with those engines, they're very fast. But it's going to be Gasman down the inside of Indianapolis. Aloe making the move, actually. I suppose Aloe was behind last I saw. So Aloe getting through on Gasman. The Renault back up into second. And I think this could be a very interesting battle. These two battling very hard throughout the race. They've been at the front. Where will the next move come? Can Gasman make a move on a lowy again? Through the first curves, he'll have to deal with the dirty air. It's still flat through these first two corners, though. Through the third of them, it is still flat. Through the fourth one, it's still flat, even in the dirty air. All of the Porsche curves are flat out, even in the dirty air. That is incredible grip for Gasman. He's right on the back of a lowy. He lifts off. He's not pressuring a lowy too hard into the forward chicanes. Oh, there's a bit of contact, though. And Gasman won't be able to make a move there as a lowy cuts the final chicane. A lowy, I'd actually say, lucky not to get reset there. Gasman bump drafting a lowy, not taking advantage of the mistake that he forced the lowy into. So Gasman, but it's another mistake from a lowy. He's wide this time. Gasman didn't touch him, though. Gasman can go for the move here. He's not quite got the traction in the slipstream. It's not going to be a move into the fast left-right chicane here up to Tertre Rouge. Both drivers off track. Gasman more heavily, though. Gasman across the track into the grass. Scarface is too far behind to take advantage, but Scarface will see that mistake, and he will wonder if he can pounce on the Ferrari driver. We'll have to wait and see. Scarface, he did win last time out. I would not discount him from catching up to Gasman and making the move here, because he is very, very fast right now. Speckmere has Matt Psycho for company, as well as Ragemus Prime right behind. Matt Psycho right on the back of Speckmere, and as I mentioned one lap ago, there was possibly rain coming and everything looked dark and gloomy. We are bright blue skies here now at Le Mans. Not a single worry about rain now, so you can ignore what I said about rain, I guess. Matt Psycho, though, in 6th. He's right on the back of Speckmere. Surely he doesn't just bump draft him. Yes, he goes for the move. We're on lap 12 of 13. If you want to make a move, it has to be now or next lap. It's basically now or never, do or die. Matt Psycho up into 5th. Speckmere in 6th. He's going to go down the inside of the chicane, though. He can't outbrake the Renault. He just can't quite pull it off. The Mercedes of Ragemus Prime is going to look at the back of the McLaren now, thinking, alright, give me my opportunity now. He's going to be in the slipstream. He'll be looking for a move. He's going to be too far back from Mulsanne, but the two Williams quite close together now. Adka on the back of Jam. Looks like he's got better traction out of the second Mulsanne chicane. Can Adka make the move? The Mexican on the Brit. He's got it. Easy peasy. Easy does it. Through on the inside, and Adka, not a single worry there. But Jam, will he fight this back? No, he won't. So Jam and Adka, the two Williams running very close together in 8th and 9th. Not a terrible result for them, although I would guess that both of them, after last round, would have been hoping for a little bit better. Bondimus Prime in 10th, 11th is Ajax, 12th is TD, 13th is Yakas, 14th is Slenderfella, 15th is Punisher, and 16th is Rob on drums. So Bunnies leads the way from Aloe, Gasman, Scarface not too far back, Matt Psycho ahead of Speckmere, ahead of Ragemus, and then the rest of the grid that I've already mentioned with the Williams still going at it here. Surely Jam won't go for a move into the Porsche curves, but he will have the slipstream here. It looks like Jam is out of overtake. See if we can get a view that shows the top of his car right above the airbox. Yes, it looks like there's no longer a light there for Jam, so Jam out of overtake. Let's take a quick look at the grid in terms of overtake. Bunnies has a very small amount of overtake left as he starts his final lap of the race. Bunnies, the Canadian, the reigning champion, doing extremely well at Le Mans here today. Aloe, no overtake left. Gasman, no overtake left. Scarface, a little bit of overtake left, and that could be a bad thing for Gasman. Scarface right on the back of him. He will be looking to make a move. He will want a second podium this season. Things are going well for Scarface, but he'll need to try and make that move on Gasman. Matt Psycho in 5th has very little overtake left. Speckmere has even less as he runs wide through that first chicane. Ragemus Prime has the tiniest sliver of overtake left. Adka has a fair bit left, about a quarter left. Oh, it's a big snap of oversteer there. Jam is pressuring him despite his lack of overtake. Bondimus Prime in 10th, no overtake. Ajax, almost a quarter of his overtake left. Very, very little left for TD Motors, if any at all. I think none left for Yakas. None left for Slenderfella, little bit left for Punisher, and a little bit left for Rob on drums. So some of these drivers rationing it out very well with their overtake. Others are already out. They've blitzed through it. Taking a look through the grid, Jam has dropped back from Adka. I don't think he'll be able to make a move on this occasion, which may have sealed his fate in, I believe that's, what was it, 10th? In 9th even. Let's take a look around the grid. Anybody close together other than Gasman and Scarface, we'll take a look at them in a minute. We don't want to miss any potential moves between them. Ragemus putting pressure on Specmere. I don't know if they'll be able to make the move yet, though. We'll want to keep an eye on them. Among others, Ajax not far off the back of Bondimus on this final lap of the race. And Rob on drums right on the back of Slenderfella. He looks like he's going to go for a move now into that chicane at the start. The first of the two Mulsanne chicanes, he's through and into 15th. These two fighting it out for 2 points, but nonetheless, that is still a battle that they will be taking very seriously, as we have Scarface on the back of Gasman. Scarface, you can see, has used a little bit more overtake than when we last took a look at him. He's using more. He's going to go down the inside. That'll turn into the outside for Indianapolis. He's through already. That is the podium for Scarface. Surely that's secured. Surely there's nothing Gasman can do from here. No lunges into Arnage. Surely no, nothing at the moment. Ragemus on the inside of Specmere also making a move there. So that's both Scarface and Ragemus making moves there. But it's going to be Specmere down the inside of Arnage. He makes the move back. Can he get it? It looks like he might. Any more moves further back? It's Ajax now on the inside of Bondimus. There's so many moves being made at Indianapolis on this final lap. Ajax into 10th. He puts himself in the top 10. Our pole sitter is up to 10th. And Bondimus not able to make a move through Arnage. Is Rob on drums still ahead of Slenderfella? He is, but it's going to be Bunnies who comes across the line to win in Le Mans. The Canadian takes his first win of the season, number 1, on top again. Aloe in second. He's going to come home for his second ever podium in Formula X. It's his best ever result in Formula X. What a race. It's going to be Scarface in his second ever race, taking his second podium in third. Gasman just missing out on that podium. Just missing out. It's Matt Psycho on his return to Formula X who gets 5th. Specmere's ahead of Ragemus. Specmere gets 6th. 7th is Ragemus. 8th is going to be Adka. 8th for the Williams driver. The Mexican takes 8th. 9th, his teammate Jam is in 9th. It's going to be 10th for Ajax. It was pole in qualifying. Not the result he will have wanted, but he takes 10th nonetheless. Top 10. And for the Canadian, 11th is Bondimus, 12th is TD Motors, 13th is going to be Yakas, 14th is going to be Punisher. Let's watch Yakas across the line in that beautiful Ferrari livery. He comes across the line, that's it. That is 13th for Yakas, 14th is going to be Punisher, 15th will be Rob on drums as the Canadian comes across the line in 14th, 15th, Rob on drums. And finally, last but not least, Specmere. Oh, Slenderfella apologies. Sorry, not Specmere. Slenderfella apologies, and he's got damage as well. What has happened to the Lotus driver? Oh, it just loops it around on the final lap, coming out of the Porsche curves. Not what that Lotus driver will have been looking for today. Off the back of a really good 4th place last time out, Slenderfella is going to come home in last. I would not expect that to be representative of the rest of his season, though. He is a very, very quick driver. I'd expect to see him up towards the front many more times throughout the season. As he comes across the line, it is 16th place for Slenderfella. So, that is your race for today. First place, the champion, Bunnies, taking the win at Le Mans. Last time he raced in Le Mans was Season 4. Season 5 he missed out because he was at the track in real life. This time, Bunnies on top. Aloe taking second today. Third is Scarface. So last week's winner still doing quite well this week, even if it's not another win. He is going to be looking very solid for the rest of the season. 4th is Gasman. 5th is Matt Psycho. 6th is Specmere, 7th is Ragemus Prime, 8th is Adka, who I will just saying now, has unfortunately, it appears he has left his seat in the league. A replacement for the Williams driver is being looked for. Jam is 9th, 10th is Ajax, 11th Bondimus Prime, 12th is TD Motors, 13th is Yawcast, 14th is The Punisher, 15th is Rob on Drums, 16th, last but not least, Slenderfella. So, it's maximum points for Bunnies today as he takes first with fastest lap. That's 2 out of 2 fastest laps this season. Bunnies looking very quick, a 4th and a 1st. He should be in 2nd in the championship, I would assume, with presumably Scarface in 1st with a 1st and 4th. Now, that is all provisional, and I don't have the points. But that is my vague estimate, although I should also add that I'm terrible at maths. So I could be completely off, but I think that should be the case. So, that's Le Mans for you. Circuit de la South. What a race that was. The first couple laps especially were so chaotic. What a race. I cannot wait to be back 2 weeks from now at the high-speed ring. We will have a break week next weekend, but the weekend after that, we're back to racing. We're in Japan at the only fictional circuit of the season at the high-speed ring. Bunnies will be coming off of a win. Loey and Scarface will be coming out off of podiums. Who knows how that'll go? I cannot wait to see that race, though. Thank you to everybody who watched. I guess I'll say, don't forget to like and subscribe. And, yeah, thank you to everybody who watched. As I said, it has been a pleasure commentating on this race, and I will see you all again next time. Goodbye.